皆さんおはようございます。Thank you for joining me. Today is September 8th, 2025, and here we are for the article of the day. 2025年9月8日の今日の記事でございます。So for our title, we have 石破さん。新しい自民党のトップが決まった後、総理大臣を辞める。So 石破さん is his name of this gentleman right here.Prime Minister 石破。石破さん、新しい自民党。新しい is new. And then 自民党 is the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan, otherwise known as the LDP. They are the largest party, political party in Japanese politics. So 自民党のトップが the top, the leader of the Liberal Democratic Party, or the new top leader of the Liberal Democratic Party, が決まった後. We have 後, which is after, and the grammar is if we have a verb in front of 後, we'll put it in the past tense. So トップが決まった後, after the leader, the new leader for the Liberal Democratic Party is decided. 決まる is to decide or to be determined.総理大臣を辞める。総理大臣 is the prime minister. And then 総理大臣を辞める。to quit or to resign. So 石破さん right here, the 総理大臣 of Japan, will retire after the Liberal Democratic Party decides their new leader. Here is our vocab from the article. 自民党, the Liberal Democratic Party, or sometimes called the LDP, is currently the largest political party in Japan. We have 決まる, to be decided or to be determined. 新しい, new. 総理大臣, prime minister. 辞める, to stop, quit, or resign. 会議 is a meeting. 総裁 is a president or leader of a political party or organization. 参議院 the House of Councilors, which is the upper house in Japanese politics. 選挙 which is an election. 責任 responsibility. 自分 self. 問題 problem.And 決める to decide or to determine. So you'll see 決める and 決まる. So these are what's called transitive and intransitive verbs. So if something is being decided, that will be an intransitive verb. So that's 決まる. And then 決める is to decide or determine. That would be a transitive verb. You'll notice most of the time transitive and intransitive verb pairs have the same kanji. So 決まる and 決める both.Use that same kanji, but one is to be decided or determined, the other is to decide or to determine. And then our grammar point from the article, rather than a grammar point, it's just a word being used in a certain way, but you can kind of consider it a grammar point. So the word 予定 is a plan. So if you put a verb in front of 予定, you can say there are plans to do this. You can also connect non-adjectives, adjectives, and nouns using na for non-adjectives, no for nouns, and the adjective you can put right in front of 予定. So yes, it just means if you plan to do something or there are plans for something to be done, you can use this grammar. So some example sentences. 来年日本に行く予定だけど、どこに行こうかな?来年日本に行く予定だけど、どこに行こうかな? I have plans to go to Japan next year, but don't know where to go. So 来年 next year, 日本に行く go to Japan. 予定だけど 予定だけど I have plans to go to Japan next year. But どこに行こうかな? So どこ is where. 行こう in the volitional. どこに行こうかな? This かな means it's kind of like when you're questioning to yourself. You're saying, I wonder I wonder where I should go. どこに行こうかな。And then our second sentence. この店は7月にはもう閉店予定よ。So, little side note here. You'll notice that the grammar point has 予定だ. And then here, when we have this yo, there is no da there. So this is more of a feminine form of speech. If you have a noun and you throw a yo or a ne directly after the noun without a da, it's more feminine. It's very feminine sounding. So a lot of women don't even use this, but those who do want to sound very feminine will use this. So they'll put a noun and then yo or ne right after it. So here, this is probably a woman speaking. So, この店は7月にはもう閉店予定よ。So this shop, この店は7月には when it becomes July or in July, もう閉店予定よ. So もう means it will already be in this state. It will already be 閉店. So 閉店 is closing a shop, and then 予定. So depending on the noun and depending on how you want to speak, you can also just connect 予定 directly to another noun if that noun is an action that can be done, right? So 閉店予定. There are plans for this shop to be closed down.
石破総理大臣は昨日、総理大臣を辞めると言いました。今日は自民党の会議で自民党のトップの総裁を辞めると伝えました。7月の参議院の選挙で自民党の議員は少なくなりました。石破さんは今日の会議で責任は自分にありますと言いました。そして日本とアメリカの関税の問題が解決しそうです。今がやめる時だと考えましたと言いました。自民党は新しいトップを決める選挙をいつ行うかなどを明日決める予定です。石破総理大臣は新しい自民党のトップが決まった後、総理大臣を辞めます。
Okay, let's get right into the article.
石破総理大臣は昨日、総理大臣を辞めると言いました。
石破総理大臣は7日、or 昨日、総理大臣を辞めると言いました。So, 石破総理大臣、Prime Minister 石破は on the 7th, 7日、総理大臣、the Prime Minister を辞める。So he was going to resign as the Prime Minister. 総理大臣を辞める。と言いました。is what he said, using that と as a quote particle, and then the verb you to, for 言います。言いました。say, said.
今日は自民党の会議で自民党のトップの総裁を辞めると伝えました。
8日は、or 今日は、today the 8th, 自民党の会議で、so 自民党, the Liberal Democratic Party, の会議、a meeting of the Liberal Democratic Party, で、telling us where this happened. So at a meeting for the Liberal Democratic Party, 自民党のトップの総裁、so 自民党、the LDP top or leader, トップの総裁 is the leader of the party or the president, or I think in the party they just call it the party leader. So トップの総裁を辞めると伝えました。So once again, quit being the leader for the LDP, and then と伝える is to tell. or convey information, to tell someone. So he told them that he would quit being the leader of the LDP on the 8th.
7月の参議院の選挙で自民党の議員は少なくなりました。
7月の参議院の選挙で、So 7月 July, 参議院 is the House of Councilors, or the upper house in the Japanese political system. の選挙で、選挙 is elections. So in an election for the upper house in July, 自民党の議員は、so members of the LDP who were elected to this house は少なくなりました。少なくなりました。So 少ない turning into くなる、少なくなる。So decreased. They became fewer. There were fewer of them.
石破さんは今日の会議で責任は自分にありますと言いました。
石破さんは、so Mr. 石破 said, 8日の会議で、in the meeting, 会議 on the 8th, 8日、責任は自分にあります。So 責任 is responsibility. So 責任は自分にある。自分にあります。It exists with あります exists in myself. So saying, I am the one responsible for this loss, or this loss in number of people who were elected to the upper house. So 責任は自分にありますと言いました is what he said. と言いました。
そして日本とアメリカの関税の問題が解決しそうです。
そして then or also 日本とアメリカの関税の問題。So 日本 Japan とアメリカ and America の関税の問題。関税 being tariffs and 問題 being problems connected with the particle no. So 関税の問題が解決しそうです。So problems, the tariff issues between Japan and the United States が解決しそうです。So 解決する is to be resolved. And then this is a grammar しそう。So when something is connected to そうです in this manner, it means it seems like it will be the case. So seems like problems between, problems relating to tariffs between Japan and the United States will resolve probably soon, right? 解決しそうです。
今がやめる時だと考えましたと言いました。
今がやめる時だと考えました。So, 今が now, that's our subject. 今がやめる時。So やめる to quit or resign. 時 time. So 今がやめる時だ。Now is the time to quit. だと考えました。So 考える is to think. So he thought to himself, now is the time to quit. And then と言いました. That is something he said. So issues between the United States and Japan in relation to tariffs look like they will get better or they're about resolved. So now is the time to quit, is what he said.
自民党は新しいトップを決める選挙をいつ行うかなどを明日決める予定です。
Okay, so 自民党は the LDP 新しいトップを決める選挙。新しいトップ the new leader or the new person at the top を決める選挙。So the 選挙 the elections for determining 決める the new leader をいつ行うかなど when this will be performed いつ行うか So when they will hold elections to decide the new leader などを and things like that, and then this o. So this is the object here. When we are holding these elections is the object. And then 9日決める予定です。On the 9th, 9日決める予定です。Plans, there are plans to decide or determine when elections to determine the next leader will be held. On the 9th, 9日, or tomorrow, I think is what she said in the audio. 9日。
石破総理大臣は新しい自民党のトップが決まった後、総理大臣を辞めます。
石破総理大臣は、Prime Minister 石破、新しい自民党のトップ、the new LDP leader、新しい自民党のトップが決まった後。So once again we have 後 with a verb in past tense before it. So 決まった後 after this is determined or decided. So once the new leader for the LDP is decided, 総理大臣を辞めます。He will quit or resign as the prime minister once they determine who the next leader of the LDP will be. Now, some interesting things going on in Japanese politics right now. So a lot of people really wanted him to quit after the destruction of the LDP in the recent elections. So it will be very interesting to see who takes his place and how things end up. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching the videos, and I appreciate your support. If you want to keep supporting, give it a thumbs up, click that bell, and subscribe, as we will continue doing this every day. ありがとうございます。また明日ね。